Alright, so here with the kayak trailer, this has recently just had new bearings put on it. Since then it's done about 200 Ks, so somewhere between about 100 and 400 Ks. You should be retensioning the bearings, make sure the preload on it is good. So we're just going to go through that today. So we'll quickly check how it feels at the moment. There should be a little bit of movement in this wheel, which I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit there, so that's good. So we're gonna jack it up, take the tension off. We're gonna take the cap off. That'll expose the castle nut. There'll be a castle nut in there with a pin. We're gonna take the pin out. We're gonna tighten it up and then back it off and then get the tension on it. So tools that we'll need, just jack stand for safety, pretty much hammer. We got pliers for the split ring. I'm not sure what size castle nut it is to tighten it up, loosen it, and a jack just to jack it up. So let's go. Alright, so we've got the jack under there now, we've got the jack stand just in case, so now we're going to start getting in and about. Alright. That was easy, come straight off. Alright, so we've got to get our split ring out. This has to be one hand, so I'm going to move that back. So there we go. There we go, get the split pin out. Now we're going to tension this. Probably a little bit loose. Tighten up really hard. That will seat the bearing into its spot. Back it off. So that's quite loose. And now Literally, it's just finger tight. That'll about do it. Now what we've got to do is put that split ring back in. Now depending where that hole is, I think we hit the jackpot. You'll want to always back it off and make it loose. You don't want to over tighten it. You'd rather have it a little bit loose than too tight. But that's just fit in there perfect. So that is absolute money. So now, once that's in there, let's see what they've done. That needs to go like that, so I can sit all the way down. There we go. Now, if you want to check it, there's just a tiny little bit of play there now. That's perfect. Bend that back around so we can put the cap back on. This one. Perfect. That is, it's just the slightest little bit of play in that. Yeah. Jack it down and I'll. Now this side's much better. The other side, before I started, you could feel the wobble in it, had too much wobble. That's exactly why we got to retension them. So yeah, that's a good example of why we do it. So now we're doing it onto the other side. Pop straight off, that's good. Same deal. Now we've got to get to the split pin. Fair bit of grease in here, which is good. This side was much better, no wobble at all. There we go. Got that split pin out. good tension. So what we want to do is we want to tighten it quite tight so we can seat the bearing into its spot, back it off, and then just nip it up hand tight. So that's quite tight. So back it off, literally just finger tight. Now I know that from when I took it off that the pin was straight at the top and bottom, so we don't ever want to tighten it if you can't get the pin in through the hole. You don't want to tighten it up, you want to always back it off to get the pin into the hole. So this is pretty good, even though the pin is going to go back into the same spot, into the same hole, it's still retensioned it and checking to make sure it's in the correct spot. So it's exactly what we want. But we saw with the other side, it went a whole turn, whole casting nut side forward. So that's why we do it. You need to make sure that the tabs are flat enough that you can actually get a cap back on, which I think they are. So let's give that a crack. Perfect. Now the next thing that we want to do, is make sure all of our tools are tidied up, because these are filthy. So get yourself some rags and clean up all your crap. So from here, we'll also give it a bit of a wobble. And from here, we can feel that there's just the slightest little bit of movement, which is perfect. We want a little bit of movement, we don't want it too tight, so there's no play at all. Tidy up all the grease, make it look good. All right, there we have it. Cleaned all my tools. These are all looking schmick now. Nice and clean, no more grease. No more grease. Pack all your shit up. You can give it a double check. That is perfect.